Have you ever wondered why you really buy things you buy? Why you'll spend $6 on a Starbucks drink, or lace up a fresh pair of Nikes, or crack open a can of liquid death? The truth is that you're not just buying a product, you're buying a feeling, and not by accident. From the drinks we sip to the clothes we wear, and the phones glued to our hands, today's brands aren't just selling stuff, they're selling us versions of ourselves we want to be.
People don't share things that aren't interesting.
Each one is made by hand.
It's like, wait a second. Liquid death, what is that? Wait, it's water? Wait, why is it? Like, if you make it interesting, people will talk about it, they'll share it.
But how exactly do they do it? And why do we easily click add to cart? In this video, we'll reveal the billion-dollar science of emotional marketing. The shift from selling products to selling feelings. In the early 1900s, product ads were direct, informative, and dry. The pitch was functional. What does the product do and why is it better? The Sears catalog is a perfect example of this era, offering just product descriptions and prices without any lifestyle imagery or emotional storytelling. It was all about presenting cold, hard facts to persuade customers. That worked at first. However, everything started to change in the 1920s. Advertisers began to realize that people weren't just looking for products, they were chasing better versions of themselves. Edward Bernays, Sigmund Freud's nephew, was a pioneer of the strategy. He discovered that connecting products to people's unconscious desires and emotions could significantly boost sales. One of his most famous campaigns was with the American Tobacco Company. At a time when it was taboo for women to smoke in public, Bernays reframed cigarettes as symbols of independence and rebellion. He called them torches of freedom, positioning smoking as an act of empowerment for women. This ingenious strategy transformed cigarettes from mere tobacco products into symbols of empowerment, despite the harmful consequences. Fast forward to the 21st century, and emotional marketing has reached new height. Brands have become masters at tapping into our deepest desires, our need for connection, self-expression, belonging, and even rebellion. They're no longer just selling us what a product does, they're selling us who we'll become when we use it. Take Graza, for instance. Olive oil is one of the oldest food products in human history, hardly the kind of thing you'd expect to go viral. Yet somehow Graza made it exciting, modern, and even cool. But here's the secret. They didn't do it by talking about acidity levels or olive varieties. They did it by making you feel something. The first thing that sets Graza apart is the bottle. It's a squeeze bottle, like something you'd see ketchup or sriracha in. But this isn't a gimmick. It's a clear statement. We're not your grandmother's olive oil. We're practical. We're playful. We're a little rebellious. The bright green bottle doesn't scream premium or artisan. Instead, it says approachable, fun, and modern. It fits in your hand, lives on your countertop, and begs to be a part of your everyday cooking ritual.
We believe that olive oil should have a punch, a kick, and kind of a slap in the face effect, and better taste damn good.
Their social media strategy is just as bold. Graza doesn't flood your feed with perfectly lit, high-end gourmet dishes. Instead, their content feels like your cool friend who actually cooks on weeknight. Videos show people drizzling Graza over pizza, tossing together simple pasta, or just messing around in the kitchen. It's not about being a Michelin star chef, it's about being you. Enjoying food, having fun, and not overthinking it. That emotional tone has resonated hard. When Graza launched, their first batch sold out within hours. Since then, they've built a fan base that borders on cult-like. People don't just buy the oil, they post about it. They show it off in their kitchen like a flex. They feel part of something. Because Graza isn't just selling olive oil, it's selling lifestyle. Then there's Liquid Death. It's just water in a can, but at first glance, Liquid Death sounds more like a metal band than a beverage. And maybe that's the point, because believe it or not, behind the black, tattoo-styled tallboy can and heavy metal vibes lies something incredibly ordinary, plain, old water. But Liquid Death is a masterclass in emotional branding. It doesn't just quench your thirst, it murders it. The name itself, Liquid Death, is intentionally absurd, but it's also brilliant. It grabs attention in the sea of minimalist, wellness-themed water brands that all promise serenity and purity. Liquid Death wants no part of that. Instead, it offers chaos, attitude, and edge. Its tagline, "Murder Your Thirst," made drinking water feel rebellious. Its ads contain over-the-top horror movie spoofs and death metal anthems starring exploding heads and demon water. They sponsor punk concerts, create merch that looks like it belongs in a Hot Topic from 2007, and run marketing campaigns that double as performance art. One featured a contract where you could literally sell your soul for a free case of water. It's loud, satirical, and completely unforgettable. But the real genius of Liquid Death lies beneath the theatrics. They understand their audience. Not everyone wants to be told that drinking water makes them pure. There's a whole demographic: skaters, metalheads, artists, rebels, and everyday people bored with wellness culture who want hydration without the yoga class. Liquid Death saw the gap and sprinted through it in black boots. They reframed water as something cool, something with personality, something that could sit proudly next to a beer at a concert and still make a statement. It's hydration with a middle finger to the status quo, and it works.
Go to liquiddeath.com to get skateboards with my blood in it.
Some of my childhood heroes became early investors in the company, like Tony Hawk.
So wait, if you have my blood, that means you have my DNA.
And luckily, it's like we've been able to work with a lot of different celebrities.
The science of emotional marketing. So why does this strategy work? Because our brains are wired for emotion. Studies in consumer psychology have shown that purchasing decisions are made in our emotional brain first, and then we use our rational brain to justify those decisions. Dr. Antonio Damasio, a renowned neuroscientist, discovered that people with damage to areas of their brain responsible for emotions, particularly the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, struggled to make even the simplest decisions. Even when they were able to logically list out the pros and cons of each option, they couldn't make a final choice. They were paralyzed by rationality. Why? Because decisions aren't purely logical, they're emotional. Your brain doesn't just think its way through purchases, it feels its way through them. And brands know this. When a consumer scrolls through their feed or walks into a store, they aren't calculating ingredients, specs, or features first. What they're responding to, often instantly, is a feeling, a vibe, a mood. This is why Graza's fun, unpretentious visuals or Liquid Death's rebellious energy catch on so quickly. They make people feel something before they even know what the product does. When you see a nostalgic ad from your childhood, your brain lights up in the same areas responsible for memory and joy. That Coca-Cola ad with the polar bears, that McDonald's jingle from when you were 7, that Adidas ad that reminds you of high school sports days, they work because they tap into an emotional memory, and brands know exactly what feelings to target. Nostalgia builds trust and comfort. Happiness keeps you loyal. Fear creates urgency. Aspiration gives you a reason to upgrade. Insurance commercials show disasters to make you afraid. Luxury watch ads show yachts and tuxedos to make you crave status. Even chewing gum ads sell you on romance, fun, and friendship. All of them are not selling features, they're selling feelings. Branding is an identity. Modern branding isn't just about grabbing attention, it's about building identity. When you buy a Rolex, you're not just buying a watch, you're buying exclusivity, status, and success. When you wear Gucci, it's not just fabric, it's a statement. I've made it. But emotional branding isn't just for luxury. Starbucks doesn't sell the world's best coffee. What it sells is routine, personalization, and belonging. Your name is on the cup, your daily ritual, your little moment of calm. Target makes you feel stylish and budget savvy at the same time. You didn't just shop, you scored. These brands don't just want space in your home, they want space in your personality. When a brand becomes part of your self-image, you don't just buy from them, you defend them. You become a fan, a follower, an unpaid ambassador, and that's powerful. The power of storytelling and marketing. Humans are natural storytellers and story listeners. We remember stories way better than stats, and we emotionally connect with characters, not data. Marketers know that, and they build entire campaigns around the narrative. Nike doesn't just sell shoes, they sell perseverance, triumph, you versus you. Dove sells empowerment and self-acceptance, transforming soap into a movement. Apple sells innovation, rebellion, and creativity. Buying a MacBook isn't just buying a computer, it's saying, I think differently. These campaigns tell stories where the product is the sidekick, not the hero. You're the hero. And that shift from product-centric to customer-centered storytelling is what creates emotional loyalty. Because when a brand's story resonates with your own story, it doesn't feel like an ad anymore. The role of social media and influencers. This emotional marketing approach is particularly effective on social media. But before we reveal how it is, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps with the algorithm and motivates us to keep bringing you more great content. Social media didn't just change the marketing game, it rewrote the entire playbook. Where traditional ads are broadcast to the masses, social media talks to the individual. And nothing feels more personal than watching someone like you share a product they can't live without. Influencers are now some of the most powerful emotional marketers in the world. They don't just promote products, they promote aspirational lifestyles. Their skincare routines are rituals. Their coffee orders are character traits. Their home decor is a personality statement. When you follow someone online and feel emotionally connected to them, their endorsement feels like a friend's recommendation, not an ad. And that's why influencer marketing delivers one of the highest ROIs in the industry. But it's not just about trust, it's about relatability. When influencers cry on camera, share their struggles, or reveal what's really going on, brands benefit from that emotional transparency. It's marketing masked as authenticity, the dark side of emotional marketing. But here's where it gets tricky. Emotional marketing is powerful, but with great power comes, well, you know the rest. Brands also use emotional manipulation, FOMO, urgency, scarcity, status anxiety. They create false pressure to make you act now or miss out. They use phrases like only 2 left in stock or sale ends tonight, even if that's not true. They show influencers living impossibly perfect lives, creating unrealistic standards. You start to feel like your life is lacking something until you buy the thing they're selling. That's not an emotional connection. That's exploitation. And then there's the issue of identity. When branding gets too tied to your self-worth, buying becomes a substitute for fulfillment. Buying won't make you feel more. It's a delicate line between inspiration and manipulation, and some brands cross it daily. Future trends in consumer marketing. So where is emotional marketing headed next? 2 words: AI and personalization. With every click, scroll, like, and share, we feed algorithms. And those algorithms feed us hyper-personalized ads that know exactly what emotional button to push. Soon AI won't just recommend what to buy. It will know how to sell it to you based on your emotional profile. Anxious? You'll see security products. Feeling low? Here comes self-care and luxury. Searching for direction? Inspirational stories with branded merch. This ultra-targeted emotional marketing isn't hypothetical. It's already here. But here's the twist. Consumers are also evolving. We're becoming more aware of marketing tactics. We're demanding authenticity, transparency, and social responsibility. Brands that fake emotional connection can get called out fast, while brands that earn it thrive. The future belongs to brands that don't just sell, they serve. They listen, they connect, for real. So next time you see an ad that moves you, ask yourself, is this me, or is this who the brand wants me to be? Because in the game of emotional marketing, you're not just the customer, you're the story. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the psychology of your favorite brand. Thanks for watching.